you are required, according to NEC, to have a disconnect switch next to the equipment. Not far away, not in the basement, not third floor, within range, yeah.
In optimal situations.
Well, yeah, true, very true. You'll see a lot of funky stuff in the field. Seriously, nothing is up to standard. I saw a boiler buried with enclosed and boxes. Per code, it's supposed to be clear within 5 feet. But you get the permit and people dump stuff in it, and they don't really realize that there's actual fire in there. So they think we have oil heat. They don't know how the heat is coming. They all get heated and make heat out of magic. There's no fire. And there's a reason that they don't put a window so you can see the fire, because people will freak out. So yeah, there's a fire in there. So optimal. So this is a disconnect switch. It opens when it's off position. Turn it off, and you see here's a lock. So get a padlock with you and lock it. So you won't be working in something in the basement of the crawl space, somebody comes and turn it on. Oh, it's hot here, boom. Oh, yeah. I don't think these things are not happening. It happens more than we think. Frequently we have a lot of, these things happen more than you think. You'll be in the crawl space working for a long time, somebody comes out and the switch is off and they turn it on. So make sure you don't do that. A few years ago, somebody, if you have any kind of journals or forums for HVAC, you'll see people actually, they get severely injured or die in a crawl space in somebody's attic, especially if you're working alone. It doesn't take long. Once you lose heartbeat, it doesn't take long. So be very careful. Nothing is worth your health and safety. Again, this is one of the fields that you don't want to push yourself. If you feel sick, if you feel foggy, you're not with it, it's better just to excuse yourself and not do it. Because again, it's dangerous for you and for the people living in the house. So place a padlock on the circuit, disconnect in 2 places at least. It's gonna be by standard at least 2 switches. This one and another switch next to the boiler. So disconnect in 2 switches. Okay? Use warning signs, put a label, put a piece of paper, I'm working on something, work in progress, don't touch. Inform people around you, especially for new installation, when you have more than 1 team. Somebody's doing the flooring, somebody's doing the woodwork, and you're trying to do the AC, and there's more than 1 team. You don't want somebody messing up with you unplugging or unplugging something while you're working on it. So this is the standards. Padlocks are also available to cut the disconnect switch. So you gotta follow the national code and the state code for wire size and circuit protection. Meaning the size of the circuit breaker, the size of the fuse, and wire size. What is the standard wire size gauge for most of HVAC equipment? 14. Let's remember that. It was 5 years ago. It was 16. Now it's 14. And 14 goes along with 15 amps. 15 amp circuits require 14 gauge. Okay. American wire gauge 14. For control, you can have smaller, but for the equipment, it's 14 gauge. AWG 14. American wire gauge. Okay, we gotta remember that. Have the proper power lockout. Keep out of damp surfaces. If the basement is flooded, maybe you should have the owner take care of that before you work on it. Again, you'll be working with gas, oil, electricity. That's a failed combination. Also refrigerant. If it's flooded, before you work, cut off the power and have that dried off taken care of before you get into it. Do not get enticed by money or I need this now, whatever. Nothing is worth your safety. That comes first. Your boss might try to push you. Don't get pushed. Again, always keep in mind your safety is more important. And use reason. This is like really unsafe. And again, sadly, the field is going to be a little bit not ideal. Look, oh, we need this today, we need this now, or this sort of things. You gotta stand your feet, stand your ground sometimes. And Bill will tell you a lot of stories about that, because he worked like 15 years as an HVAC technician. Again, put your safety first, and you'll really be aware of what other circuits are alive around you. Sometimes we have tunnel vision. We only just see the boiler and my plug, and that's it. Next to the boiler, there is a washer and dryer. There might be something else. There might be a furnace. There might be an elliptical machine wired in a funky way. So make sure that you are aware of your surrounding, and you will see a lot of bird nest kind of wiring. There's the wires everywhere, and all the hot wires are black into each other, and some wires exposed. The cover is thrown away. You'll see that a lot. So again, offer to fix all the wire and redo it, and charge them for it, of course, because it's really tough to work. And he was asking me, he asked me if I do some side jobs and do it selectively. Okay, this is too much for me. I'm not gonna deal with that. So I had a friend who bought a house, and the house has completely old wiring, knob and tube, and some wires with fabric sheathing. It works for 40 years or whatever, but for any new installation, they have to change that. So she had to go and have all that rewired. Only use ground equipment. Make sure there's a ground. If not, buy an adapter. Do not wear rings, watches, or any jewelry, metallic or none, when walking close to a live electrical circuit. Just leave everything in the truck and have it with you. You might put your hand in the wrong place and you might get a shock. Wear shoes with insulating sole. Those it's a good investment. Buy something that's really comfortable. Like, I don't know, Red Wings or Wolverine, whatever. And non-slip is very good. Non-slip, NEC approved insoles, that's really good. So even if it's damp or there's some water, it's going to protect you a little bit. Do not use metallic ladders. That's obvious. Examine all wires and power tools for damage before using them. Again, especially if you're sharing a truck with another team, make sure the equipment are in good condition. Otherwise, you're gonna drive 45 minutes into the woods, in somebody's boiler, and things are broken. Have backups. Also, it's a good idea to call beforehand and ask about what is the model, the make of the equipment, and what tool you will need. And make sure your tools are in good condition. Especially extension cords, because they get frailed and stepped on, and sometimes they can get the wire inside them disconnected. Meanwhile, the sheathing is perfect. So, this is really frustrating. When you have a wire that looks sound and good, but there is no continuity to it, so it can be a little frustrating. Like you see the plastic or the rubber outside, it looks okay, but the wire inside is already disconnected. Measuring tools, like measuring equipment, make sure they're calibrated, they're functioning, you have a spare battery, you have a second one for double, and we have a lot of, so Fluke is a good brand, also client. There are cheaper ones for like 30 bucks from Amazon, they do the job, they're good for now. But if you're gonna make this a career, you should invest in good tools. Again, those have lifetime warranty. Always remember to discharge the capacitor. So whenever you go work on AC, first thing, find the capacitor, discharge it before any surprises happen. Discharge the capacitor. When helping somebody who's being electrocuted, what do? You're working with your buddy, he touched something, he screamed, he is clenching to the wire or pipe or whatever. What do?
Shut off power.
That's if it's possible, shut off the power. If not,
Something else.
push him with something insulated. Like a piece of wood or something, just knock him out. If you touch him, he might be part of the circuit. Don't touch him. Like put a piece of fabric, thick fabric, blanket, or push him out if you can. But the best thing, if you can locate that quickly, that would be great. Ideally, you can go and shut off the power. Otherwise, you're gonna be part of the circuit as well. And these things do happen a lot. I don't want to be gruesome, but there are a lot of pictures and news about people being electrocuted. Let's not have that happen to us. Let's be safe. And if you can invest in a voltmeter pin, again, they're 10 bucks. keep them with you. Or sometimes you have one of these that can take voltage. I don't know if it does, but some of them actually they do take voltage. So to have them around you, they have small ones called a glow stick, like a pin. You can go on like to light up if there's voltage. So those are good to have with you. Okay, so that kind of cover up the whole safety part. This is gonna be the homework. You're gonna go online and try to upload it. If you have any issues uploading that, please email me, watch the video. So let's reiterate so to make sure that we understand. What's a live circuit? Huh? Closed circuit. Closed circuit with current going through it. Can be closed circuit, but there's no current going through it. So this is a live circuit. How do I know? You have to test it. Let me print a glow stick. So this is again Fluke LVD2. Has a flashlight and also a glow stick. If I touch this to the live wire, it will show me if there is voltage or not. See, nothing. It will show blue if there's some kind of current. If it's red, then there is. This is the hot. Hot will be red and the neutral will be blue. If you let me try something else. Not too small. No. See, there's some power going through it here, which is not that much, but it is very sensitive. So that's a good tool to have with you. The beeping one is very annoying. There are ones that beeps, kind of annoying, and it's confusing. And you don't want to be too sensitive. Like some of them are very sensitive, to the point where you don't know even what is it detecting or not. Okay, what type of voltage would you encounter as an HVAC technician? How many volts?
210
Huh?
210.
You're gonna have 24 for the thermostat. It ranges from 12 volts to 24 to 110, 220, 480 for three phase, and you're gonna have also 10,000. So from 24 to 10,000 volts. So you're dealing with a lot of big range of voltage. We will learn about single phase and double phase. Oh, no, there is no double phase. Three phase. Single phase and three phase, how does it work? So there is a lot of voltage. So if I turn the AC now, you're gonna hear the compressor clicking and how much voltage is that. So this is that. That's a lot of voltage. That's a big contactor clicking. This is 220 volts. There are some central layers that actually have 480 volts. They require this much voltage, so it's a lot. When do one get an electrical shock?
When you become part of the circuit.
When you become part of the circuit. Give an example of being electrocuted. Touching a circuit wire, it's live. Touching a casing of an equipment that is not grounded. Good creative. Would you get injured if you touch a live wire with your index and thumb is touching the ground?
That's the current.
Huh?
That's the current.
If it's in the current, yes, you might get injured. You're not gonna die, but you might get injured. You might lose that hand or something, but it is, yes, you will get injured. What about if you touch a live wire while standing on a wet ground? You will get injured and you might die. What is the standard applied in the US for electrical installation? What is it called? NEC. If you look at any equipment, you'll say NEC approved in it. A lot of equipment are NEC approved. They have to be NEC approved.
They get the NEC and they get the other one, right? The under rear labs.
Yeah. The under laboratory, they set up the standards. They do the testing and standards. NEC, they do the code. So you will do, okay, what do we need to test and what is the numbers? What current flow is favored?
0.015.
Yeah. 0.05. What kind of ladder should be used with a live circuit? Plastic, fiberglass. How would you help somebody who is being electrocuted? Push them, shut off the circuit if you can. Can you use a fuse that is larger in size than what's installed? Let's say it says 1.5 amp. Can you put 2? Yes, you can, but you shouldn't. So yeah.
And that's the same thing as with circuit breaker, they say 15, you can put a 20.
No, you can't. You can't. You're not supposed to.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because I see it.
Yeah, that's wrong. You should not do that.
People change it and they're like, oh yeah, that
Yes,
one
I
works.
see a lot of people say, yeah, okay, you know, the fuse keeps tripping. So what they do, they go out to the store and buy a 20 instead of 15, so they stop tripping.
That is stupid.
Treats the symptom, not the problem.
And he said the word was full of common sense. But
No, that's a stupid action. Don't do that. There's a reason that's 15 amps. You don't do that. That's a safety issue. 90% of household fires are what? Electrical. So, what will cause that? Overload. Cheap extension cords. I know you can find a $2 on a Toshin job lot. That's okay for a small light bulb or a clock. But if you feel the wire getting hot, something is wrong. Okay? That's why when you buy a space heater, they tell you do not put this in the extension cord. Put it directly to the wall. So overloaded extension cords, overloading the circuit, cheap appliances, using tape, using like extension cords that gonna melt and burn. Be careful. It's actually 90% of household fires are electrical. So make sure you unplug things and make sure you use the proper extension cords. So you can get an extension cord, NEC approved one, for like $15. But people actually skimp one and they go and buy the $2 one. The $2 one probably is not gonna be 14 gauge. And receptacle probably is gonna be flimsy. Depending on the application and how often you're going to use it, it's you gotta think about that. Using power strip for like your TV, especially the area where you have your PlayStation, your Xbox, and your TV, and your all those appliances together. It's good to have a surge protected power strip. Those are not really expensive, so make sure you pay attention to that. If you are going to use outdoor equipment, it's good to have a GFCI power equipment. Again, it's New England. It rains most of the time, snows. Make sure you have equipment with GFCI in it, so if it gets shorted, it will trip. What else? You're not supposed to use a fuse that is larger. What is the difference in 3 and 2 bronze plug? Ground. Some of them have ground, some of them don't. GFCI is ground fault circuit interrupter, which basically what it does, if the ground is activated by any reason, it will shut off the entire circuit. You're a team of 6 working on a house project. You are installing a boiler. What is the first thing you do? Lock and tag. Lock and tag the equipment. Disconnect from 2 places. Inform everybody. Post signs that you are working on that. So nobody will come and switch things on or off. Okay. So that is chapter 1 in the book.